All right, this video is going to explain how to find the slope or rate of change from a graph. And I have two examples here. If we take a look at these two examples, you will notice that the first one has a decreasing line or a negative slope, and the second one has an increasing line with a positive slope. So let's take a look at these two examples. First, one clearly shows us two coordinate points. There's a point at 0, 10, and a point at 2, 2. So be careful to notice the numbers on the axes, that on our y-axis, each line is not representing 1, it's actually representing 2. We are looking for a ratio of rise to run. That's what our slope is, a ratio. And so we're going to go from one point to the other. And if I start at the point on the y-axis, I actually need to go down to get to the other point. And how many am I going down? If I start at 10 and I go down to 2, that's a decrease of 8. So my rise is actually a negative 8. And then I'm going to run from 0 to 2. My horizontal change is going to be a positive 2. If I divide that out, that's the same as negative 4 over 1, or we could just say a slope of negative 4. Now, you don't always have to start at that point. I could have started at the other point and said that this was an increase of 8, but then this is actually backwards, right? I'm decreasing from 2 to 0, so this would be a negative 2. But the rise or run would be the same, because 8 divided by negative 2 would also be negative 4. So a slope of negative 4 for that first example. Our second one, a little bit more of a real-world example, shows money earned compared to the number of hours worked. And it's given us a couple of points. I'm going to choose this one and this one. I'm going to find the rate of change between those two. And the rate of change is constant. That's what gives us our straight line. So it doesn't matter which 2 points we pick. We just need to find the ratio of rise to run. So in this case, I'm going to go straight up from this point, from $250 up to $450. So don't count boxes. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4 up, right? It's an increase from $250 to $450, or an increase of $200. And then we're going to go straight across, horizontal change from 10 hours to 20 hours. So this is an increase of 10 hours. So our rise over run ratio is a rise of $200 over a change of 10 hours, which we could reduce down to $20 each 1 hour. And that would be our rate of change. And just as we did before, we could start at the other point, and we could go straight down and say we went down $200 and, backwards 10 hours. And the same thing would happen, because a negative divided by a negative would give us our positive slope. And that's how to find slope from a graph.